be here. You guys have been so welcoming. The whole staff of High Times. I want to thank you guys. It's been amazing. But without further ado, I'm going to get to these indica winners. Best medical indica. All right. In third place for best medical indica, Candyland Kush from Olympia Mike. Second place for best medical indica goes to Rainbow Kush from a Green Cure. Rainbow Kush from a Green Cure. Second place, best medical indica. And first place, Cannabis Cup for best medical indica goes to Kosher Kush from Fina Frank Farmers. Lemon Oranges from River City Ballistics Health and Gold Coast Extracts.
Sunday.
Second place, Dope Street Shatter from Rainier Alternative. Street Shatter from Rainier Alternative.
Thanks for watching All Day Live this week.
And in first place, Cup for Best Medical Concentrate goes to Blue Dream Tax Candy from Bitter Extracts and Grateful Man.
Imagine this. Hey, thanks for watching this particular episode of the High Times Cannabis Cup that took place in September 6th, I believe 7th, in Everett at the Comcast Arena. It was a two-day event, quite something. Vendors from all over the place and everywhere, from all over the world actually. And it took place right across the street from the Snohomish County Jail and the Everett Police Department. I thought that was very interesting. How could you have ever thought of something like this taking place 20 years ago across the street from the jail? It's something to definitely think about. This is All Day Live. I'm Will P. Wilson, and I hope you enjoy this. It has to do with discussion with various types of experts and people, vendors as well. There are some that are tremendously entertaining. I hope you enjoy that. And we should be wrapping up the show with some depictions of the final celebration that took place at the arena, and that was Sunday night. They had the final awards event that took place. It was quite something. It was a packed hall. They had the Whaler Music Band Saturday, so it was quite something. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Stop following me, man!
3 years, but now I'll give it to you. No, just tell you right now. It's good. He's not putting your stuff on, some weird websites and stuff. Not weird.
No, he is.
For sure, yeah, he is. He's definitely doing that. I don't even understand how the camera stays up. Just him giggling behind the camera the whole time. The shakiest camera. You don't realize that Will's filming this with his right hand. His left hand, he's just got a huge bomb in his hand the whole time.
Is that a pin?
This is Lori.
Yeah.
She's getting right with it.
Yeah, hi.
You don't write with it, you get right
Lori
with it.
spelled L-O-R-R-Y.
Right.
Yeah, like Larry.
Why is she so damn cute? Who writes this stuff? The answer is nobody. You having fun here? What's going on?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Everybody needs to come over to try our products though. If you haven't come over to Wi-Fi, you're missing out.
That's good. She's young you. Guys, come sample our product. She's too busy texting. You miss the world. You miss so much. Because she's just looking down, you know? Think about maybe she was the one. Maybe we were supposed to connect, and she's too busy going, man. Fuck you, man. I'll never find the one. You know, a good thing. And she came back. She's like, and she come back, she's like, no, he's not the one. I'm absolutely right. There's no way he's the one. How are you? I'm glad you came back. I'm out of what's your name?
Can I try it?
That's right. I'm sure you can.
Oh, how do you do it? How do you do it? Here. Because
Vaporizer. All legal. We're in the state of Washington. So thanks for coming back. Am I the one? Why you stop filming? I asked her if she was the one. She kind of laughed. She laughed and she left. Like when they're just walking away. Just film her just leaving. You know? She's actually now running away. Tell me a little about our product here.
holy smokes.
Our product's amazing. If you haven't had a chance to try it out, we have the best CO2 oil that you're going to find put in a vaporizer pen. It's the most discreet product on the market. You're not going to find anything that you can take more places and get away with it than what we have right here. It's also the most durable. You're going to drop this and it's
I can throw this on the ground right now, which I won't do.
Unlike the replacement cartridges that break and spill and leak in your purse and get on your pants and get in your hair.
I don't know what Lori's doing with these pens, but she's clearly having a good time. And honestly, you keep following me. I know where you live, buddy. I know where you live. Take a break. All right, I'll lose again.
I don't know, but I wasn't hungry early yet.
Did you try the old Toby?
I have not tried this.
You tried other strains?
Yeah.
A lot of the, most, it's hard to find munchy strains, I think. A lot of, what I found is the seed husks of the fully formed seeds. If you just separate those, smoke those, see what happens. You'll eat every fucking thing in the house and be uncomfortably full and still starving. I'm serious. There's chemicals out.
Yeah, this is our indica right here. This is our sativa. Yeah, you smoke it like a cigarette or a joint? Like a joint, right? Hey, that's the guy from our hotel right there, that guy. That guy checked us in. He gave me an extra room. He sent the hooker up to my room. I'm not going to admit that. I won't say that over the microphone. Okay, I just said that. I got some trouble. Matthew, my man. Matthew, I have a good memory. I said my stoner memory has been working for me this weekend. Take a hit, Matt. Get in there. Give us a free room this weekend. Don't be it. That guy check us in right there. He's not going to give us a free room.
I don't want to pass it. I'm from the Alberta. Yeah, maybe.
The vaporizer sticks, guys.
Hey, can we go in this way? TJ. Hey. Christopher. What's up?
Right across the street, mentioned by Gary Rule, is Cannabis Cup. Now, who would ever thought? Who would ever think that you'd be right across the street from the county corrections?
I would have never believed it if they told me.
I know. It's worth filming. Yeah. Seminar area upstairs.
Yeah, where is everything else?
I don't know, but you were telling me about the product that you got to tell the world about.
Oh, organics?
Organics, right? Yeah. Just where would they find out?
Well, it all depends if you want organic nutrients or organic soil.
Right.
So there's a difference between both.
Where would you go for it? Somebody could look for it.
Indoor Garden Depot.
Indoor Garden Depot. Right there.
Yep, right here.
Okay.
Great store.
That's good to know.
Great store, yep. And we like to give information out, like to help people out doing what they do.
And it's indoor.
Indoor Garden Depot.
Neat. That's really neat.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have 5 stores, Milwaukee, Vancouver, Federal Way, Everett, and Portland now. So, yeah, hopefully open more stores.
Well, and more out here in Washington?
Yes, yeah, hopefully around Seattle and stuff pretty soon.
Maybe I can bring some people that might want to talk about that because they might want that.
Yeah,
Possibly?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll be around all day.
And they're going to look for you. They ask for who?
Yep, Tim.
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 At Indoor Garden Depot.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, no problem. Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, that was great. I said I'd come today. So how you been? How you been?
I see you. I have to start fingering through my hair.
I hear you. How's the booth going?
The booth is going great.
It is?
So I'm so glad you're going to be up
I
there
asked the
working
Seattle Hemp
with them.
Festival what it
Yeah.
take for the human solution
Right.
to have a booth here.
Right.
And,
Oh, is this Catherine? Right
this
here?
is Kathy's here.
Yes. Wait.
Oh, I don't know Tony.
Yeah, well, you will get to meet her. She'll be coming around. She's at the market.
Hi. Good to see you.
He's on our writing team.
Where's Tony?
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, sorry.
We got
Hi,
you.
how are you?
Good. Good.
Good
Yes.
day.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
And what is it you do, real quick?
We're both RNs.
Yeah.
Our aunts. Oh.
We're
kidding.
retired now, but we
No kidding.
we are. I'm a patient,
Yeah.
and medical cannabis has saved my life. I worked for many years as a pediatric oncology nurse, and I believe that our children need a chance to use this medicine as well. And I think that we're finding this now in science as well. There's programs that are doing research on medical use in children. There's a program on autism out of the University of Irvine, and we need to embrace this treatment for children that we cannot help with other medicines, and to look at it as a primary medicine for certain conditions. Thank you.
Thank you. You agree? I agree.
I totally agree. I'm tired of patients having to lie about what they're doing. And I'm tired of physicians and the establishment denying the science.
Yeah.
It's time to pay attention to the truth.
And there is research. People say again and again the research isn't out there, but they're denying that it is.
Thanks. And this is the human solution, right?
Yes, and our website is thehumansolutioninternational.org.
Right. Yeah. Which is some information
And
right
this
here.
is Kristen.
Yes. Yes.
We
She's
all
been doing
believe-
all day like before.
We all
Yes.
believe here, of course, that nobody deserves to go to prison for a plant, and that's why we're all here talking about it today.
Yeah.
We all have our reasons, and the biggest reason is because of prisoners,
Yeah. Like Chris Williams.
like Chris Williams.
Yeah.
Yep, that's our friend Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Williams,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of them. There's so many.
Well, there's information, so this is how they can start right here.
Ah, yes, there we are.
THSINTL.org.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you, Catherine.
Solution.
Thank you. Thank you for at least getting a message out to people.
Oh, we have to. We
Yeah.
have to get the message out.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. Thanks.
How are you doing today?
Yeah.
Okay, television producer.
Right. He is.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at that. He looks
That is.
just like
You're
you.
kidding me. Is that him? It is. Like, there he is.
Oh, I don't want.
Pretty small over there.
You're much taller in real life.
I am. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Speaking out. More speaking out, right? You got to speak out. If the point doesn't get out there, you have to speak out
I
on
don't have a
that.
speech or anything.
You come up with more to tell because it's important for patients, your patients. You're tired of seeing these people being tortured,
I'm
right?
tired of people having to lie about what helps them. I'm tired of
Yeah.
the establishment
Yeah.
denying treatment
Yeah.
because people have chosen cannabis.
Yeah.
A safe
Yeah.
way to medicate.
Yeah. And it's giving time for it to figure itself out in an economic way, in a medical way, in a legal way, right? Which is all part of the...
It's important though. We need to protect patients.
Yeah.
Marijuana patients are taxed on their medicine. Nobody else is.
Yeah.
And right now in Seattle, they're paying 10%. If they have to go to retail and pay huge tax,
Right.
It's
Right.
not right.
Right. I hear you. And so these are points that nobody knows about. And as all 50 states are starting to get onto this whole thing, you're kind of like one of the first people in the RN field that others will speak out, right?
There'll be a lot of speaking out. People don't know where to go or how to be safe because they worry about their licenses.
Right. And so more people agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Thousands and thousands and thousands.
And the science is there to support it, so if people will be open-minded and read the information, they'll know.
Yeah. I mean, Get Ready World, it's like that. You just pointed that out. That you're only like the first.
One of the first, but not the last for sure. We're going to do great things.
Yes.
Nurses make change.
Yes, I like that. Nurses, there's a reason they call them RNs, right? Right? It tells a lot. I mean, it's more than just like wrap-up news.
For sure.
But that's what I think.
For sure.
Thank you.
Nice to talk to you, Will.
Thank you. RN. Wrap-up news. We'll do it smart. That's right. Thanks. Oh. Okay. The what?
A doctor that just joined our board of directors.
No kidding. Really?
Dr. Allen.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, quite a few nurses that are part of the human solution as well.
Yeah.
Well, we had Dr. Allen, he got in trouble for our plan.
No kidding.
And the human solution helped him out for it.
No kidding. Wow.
Or he got in trouble for prescribing it.
Wow. Yeah.
Not in California.
Yeah. What's his name?
Dr. Allen.
Dr. Allen.
Dr. David Allen.
David Allen.
He's a heart surgeon.
Heart surgeon.
He was a heart surgeon until the government did this all to him a couple years ago. Yeah.
So it's more professional people that's like testimony.
Right. Yeah.
That's like an affidavit. It's like expert witness.
I know it. It's great because we have nurses that are part of the human solution, and when we go places, they go with us and they actually tell people why it shouldn't be legal, why it needs to change. So that's what's kind of cool because I'm not a nurse. I don't know all that stuff. It's cool to have the whole mix of people involved.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Christy, you've done a lot. You've really stood there. You've got up there in front of a lot of people, you know, and so it's an honor for all their life to have me give me a chance to help you be seen and heard.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it all.
And we're building an expert testimony for Chris Williams still. Is he still in jail?
Yeah,
He is?
He's still in custody.
Is he really?
Yep.
Incredible.
Yep. In fact, I took some pictures of the 420 girls yesterday holding his sign because he asked me if I sent him some pictures of some cute girls and everything.
Yeah.
So
no kidding.
I was having him all hold signs for him yesterday.
Yeah, that's great. That's good.
Thanks. Hi, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Hi.
How you doing this morning, Will?
Okay, it is.
Good.
In China,
we had an idea, Will.
You did.
Today's going to be a different game, right? Because it is a different day.
Right.
Things have happened for the first time.
Sure.
But have we all just totally taken a ton of Toby edibles and just gone to a different kind of way of thinking at the Cannabis Cup yet? That's a potential first for today, right, Will?
Probably.
You like some momentum behind my idea, I think.
I guess.
Your eyes look interested, a little more than usual, but I can't tell. You might be like, come on, Kevin, more charisma, please.
Could you do me a favor? Come over here and let's find out about this.
Oh, yeah.
Can we? I mean, do you mind? Could you guys tell him about what this is?
Sure.
Okay, she's here. You got to tell her. Come on. What are you waiting for?
I love your acronym. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's Ian. My very responsible friend here is my 502 paperwork guy. And we talk all the time about how to cure people and have like a nice natural separation between recreational and medical. What do you think is going to happen in Washington? What do you guys think? Yeah, what's gonna come down here? We got recreational, we got medical. Where should we be? What should we do?
Well, there is currently a petition for initiative 648 that will change some of the laws under 502 to make it more patient friendly.
Very good. Have we all signed this petition? Have we?
Yeah, I signed it.
Because I haven't. You can only do it once.
Okay. What's the petition
As we
again?
follow the rules.
Where do you sign it? What would be the number for the sign?
It's I-648.
This is it right here?
No, it's not. There's actually at that table they have it over there.
Over there they have it? Okay. So, again, what's the initiative?
I-648.
648. I-648, right? In Washington. When's the vote? November?
Not this November, but it's for next year's ballot.
Next year. Okay. So you got to get signatures first. How many? 200,000?
I am not sure. I am not behind it.
Oh, you're not. We'll find out. What's the number again? One more time.
I-648.
648. Got it.
You know what I love about that? My name's Cabot.
Record.
Yeah, I want to do like a regular news report.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or well, wherever I go,
Right.
or wherever Human Solution goes.
Sure.
And so, because you know how ABC News and Fox News, they show up in their van with their cameras.
Yeah.
And they get what they want, but they don't always get all the news. So we showed up with a van or bus or something like that in our cameras.
Yeah.
We can tell the real news from the
Yeah.
stuff that they miss out on.
For real.
Yeah.
For real. And then maybe we will network with all the youth news group kids that are young people that are going to become the future bureau chiefs.
Right.
And they're about the only people who will be the media here pretty soon anyway.
I know it.
So why not? And we can get that across their
We
network.
just became 501c3, and so so what we're trying to do is get some, reach out to the colleges and get some externs from the media section, from the legal part of the colleges, from the secretarial colleges, and get our college students involved in prohibition through doing externships for the Human Solution.
Well, if we set up, get college students at every college university in the country to be representatives for this broadcast and their local public access groups, and then bring them in that way, broadcast, and they can do their own reports too.
Right.
Yeah. And we can broadcast their stuff.
Sweet. Good idea.
Yeah. Wow.
We can end prohibition immediately if everybody knows what's going on, right?
That's a lot of expert testimony. It really is.
For sure.
Yeah. I love because everybody loves you. They're going to expect more reports from you. They're going to expect more reports from you, right?
Oh, I can give reports anytime.
Good.
I have all the news from the front lines. We write for the Northwest Leaf here.
Okay.
We deliver the news from the front lines in their magazine every month.
Right.
We also have a radio show every Sunday morning. It's on Blog Talk Radio. Joe Grumbine is the host, and I am the co-host.
Yeah.
And we talk about everything that's going on across the whole nation with prohibition. We have defendants calling in, prisoners calling from federal custody. We have Craig Cecil, who's serving life in prison, and he's a regular guest on the show.
Right.
We have Eugene Fisher, who was in prison for 26 years. And he got let out on a technicality, and he joins the radio show.
Yeah.
In fact, he helped us build our business plan that got us into being a 501c3.
Right. Yeah. And it's every month in Northwest Leaf?
Yep, every month in Northwest Leaf.
And this is your latest right here, right?
Yep, it's I write it, and Sharon Marcel writes it, and Mickey Mix writes it.
Yeah.
And we talk about, right now we have a defendant in an Indian reservation, the Kelp Indian reservation, where they follow state laws.
Yeah.
And he went over to the tribal court in, I forget what tribal court, Quinault, and they follow federal laws.
Right.
So they took his medicine, and now he's going to trial. So we wrote about him in here, and about some other current events.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you a lot. Next report. It will happen. I'm so there's a lot of work in front of it.
I know. I know. I've been given it every day almost, just about.
It's already there. It just has to know. Right, kind of thing.
Yes.
They just don't know yet. You're gonna let them.
Right.
Got it.
Right, and then plus we're letting people know that of course we're 501c3, so if they gave us a donation, it would be a tax write-off.
Okay. And then where would they send that, or how would they do that?
They can go to our website. There's a few different ways you can donate. You can donate to a bus. You can donate to a chapter. You can donate through stamps, and there's so much you can do at thsintl.org.
What's the website again?
thsintl.org.
Okay, thsintl.org.
Yep, for the Human Solution International.
Well.
Because we have 6 different chapters in different states, in different countries right now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well.
Across the world, nobody wants to go to prison for a plant.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
defelonization.
Yes, we're working on a defelonization bill for all personal possession quantities, and no matter what you have in your pocket. So if you get pulled over with a couple of tablets or a little bit of cocaine or a little bit of methamphetamine, no matter what it is, it's treated as a misdemeanor and given the opportunity of a medical rehab and things rather than ending up with a felony and going to prison.
Yeah, outstanding. This is the information on it. Get that out. Well, with all the shadow and everything. What's the website?
SensibleWashington.org.
Oh, SensibleWashington.org. Well, you guys are world famous.
Yeah, we tried
Nice
it.
job. Yeah.
Thank you.
What a hell of a job. Great job. SensibleWashington.org, guys. Right there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Normal. Is it getting more normal?
Yes.
It is.
It's getting more normalized.
It is. Because it'll work like what you're doing.
Yep. Well,
It takes work like that.
Us and a lot of people, and everybody here is a witness to it.
Takes a lot of work. Yeah. Yeah. We're here today at the Cannabis Club. Are you getting a lot out there? Are you getting a lot of information, people talking, asking questions and stuff?
Sometimes people come out of the panels and ask us to reiterate what they think they just learned or answer a few questions that they were unable to get answered.
Okay.
And we'll take care of that as best we can and offer them some resources to further their own information.
Yeah, right? I mean, right?
He's not lying to you. Yeah, I think he's buying it. Yeah, I think we have a spot very close to the seminar room, so we do get a lot of people who are less interested in dab breaks and more interested in law. And so I think it's a good collection of people who are here for both things, but we're centered a little closer to the information and to like some policy sides, and I like that.
Interesting, really interesting. And that's NORML.org, right? Right?
Normal.org.
You guys are keeping it normal, right? That's why it's getting, in a sense, you're seeing the progress of
It's getting more normal every day.
Yeah. We'll have to keep finding out.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to keep track.
We've got at least, 48 more states and a few more territories to get.
Boy, that's a lot of normalcy coming up. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything you do. You guys. Are you Russ?
I am.
Hi. I'm
Hi. How you doing?
Good to see you, Russ.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. So you're just on the radio now.
Yeah, just playing music for the moment, interviewing people from time to time, and now I'm headed off to the seminar area where I'm delivering a presentation on legalization rhetoric, basically. How to win the argument.
Where are you broadcast?
Out of Portland, Oregon.
So it's online?
Yeah, online, 420radio.org. You can also get us on your smartphone through the TuneIn Radio app. Just search for 420 Radio on TuneInRadio.com.
Can I have you on All Day Live sometime? Right now. You're going to be on All Day Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
So we're going to tell some more people.
Gonna head right over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna grab some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You're one of the few people doing this right now.
There's a couple of 24-hour, maybe one or two other 24-hour networks I know about, but there's a lot of shows now.
Right.
That are out.
Yeah.
And that's just great because the more attention, the better. I think.
Right.
Grab some other things. We'll be right back with you.
Yeah. Russ, thanks for everything.
You're welcome.
Really
man.
appreciate it. Here.
But it goes back to edibles. They have to be made in a commercial kitchen or in a commercial place. You have to know all your ingredients. You should be an herbologist if you're going to.
You want to make sure that you can track every single dollar that comes in the door and you don't want to miss on that, because if you do end up getting raided, your best defense at that point is going to be able to prove that you're running as a legitimate business, and then they're not going to be able to find or prove that you did anything, one thing wrong. So that I've seen as a major thing, that when the judge sees that you were trying to do it the right way, you did it in every way, which way you could, and the police just were trying to give you a hard time, the judge will sometimes dismiss it. And then also with some of the bigger Fed cases, it's usually not the compassionate people that are getting hit by the feds. So, you know, go figure.
Yeah, I actually had a edibles kitchen in Los Angeles back in 2009, raided by the State Department of Justice. And I thought my life was going to be over at that point, and all they really did was take 700 pounds of butter, ruin a bunch of brownies, and that was the call of the day. So. They told me that I should not do business any longer in Los Angeles, and I took them at their word, so I moved to the Bay Area.
I would say one thing about getting your company built now, and then I think you were saying being prepared when it's maybe federally legal. So one thing is, with our company Cushman Veganics, we grow medicine, and the finished flower is our finished product. We cannot ship to other states. We don't even, because of the lack of regulation, our production facility isn't big enough to do that yet. But what we would have to do is we build our brand, like maybe what you're doing, build your brand locally, and then find licensed partners in those other states that you can work with, because you're not going to be able to ship the product there. So I would just say, being at events like this, networking, and getting to know like-minded people in other states so we can all work together, because that is the difference between our industry and anything else. Is your product can be great, but if it's the plant, you can't just give it to the whole country or the world, so you're going to have to find partners in the meantime.
And also in law enforcement, because you will encounter law enforcement being in this industry, it's just bound to happen sooner or later. You'd be surprised the way you approach them, and if you're really like guard down and communicating with them in a really peaceful manner, explaining what you're doing and why you're doing it, they'll be a lot more responsive. And also, I've come to find out too, it's a lot easier to like apologize and say you didn't know that you couldn't do that, versus asking to do something and then they say no. And then you go and do it anyway, because you know, you already know what you're going to do, you're just asking. So, you know, that's a little bit of advice right there too.
To clarify, I think Brett's saying have your lawyer explain that to them. Not yourself.
And it goes back to quality too. Knowing your employees, don't employ employees that have felonies, don't employ employees that are using other drugs, don't have cocaine in your business, don't have guns in your business, have an alarm system. Do things by the law and don't set yourself up to bring the feds in any way.
For us, I mean, and again, we're not directly involved with the plan, but we invite everybody in. When we open up, we bring the police in. We bring.
I got a 64 Chevy C10, short head, and I got an 84. It's in my garage right now, that's why I'm building now.
Yeah, I just got the house in there and stuff. I think that's all right. Oh, yeah.
We'll probably wait probably 2 or 3 months before we expand. We expand, we get them implemented, then we expand, we get them implemented. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I hope you love your machine.
Gavel. in Everett. It's a long tradition that we have here at Cannabis Cups. I'm Radical Russ Belville. I'm the host of the Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org, and for being here today, you all get a free sticker, 420 Radio sticker, card, and this legalized marijuana poster featuring 13 quotes from United States presidents about hemp or marijuana. So thank you for being here. I know there's a lot of fun going on outside, and for you guys being here, I thought you all deserve something special. So my gig is that I'm the host of the Russ Belville Show on 420 Radio, which is 24-hour marijuana legalization talk radio. You can get it online at 420radio.org, or you can get it on your smartphone through TuneIn Radio. You do the TuneIn Radio app, search for 420 Radio, something will be on. Mostly talk radio. We have 25 shows, 22 of them from the United States, 2 of them from Canada, and 1 from Europe. And we have 5 different live music shows that go on. So there's always something on 420 Radio. My show's on 3 o'clock every weekday, 3 to 5. And I cover the news, and I do interviews with doctors, lawyers, and politicians, and celebrities, and anybody involved with weed. A lot of the activists here, as a matter of fact, and vendors too. And I also do what are known as radical rants, my little opinion pieces on the state of legalization and medical and so forth. So I used to work for NORML from 2008 to 2012, and then in 2012 I started doing this independently. And now I've traveled to 20 different states, 40 cities, and logged about 150,000 air miles trying to convince Americans to end marijuana prohibition. That's what we all want, right? We just want to be treated as equals. I figure we're a country that's figured out how to live with beer drinkers and cigar smokers. We can figure out how to live with marijuana consumers. You know, marijuana has smoke like cigars. It impairs a little like alcohol. We figured out how to deal with that. Let's figure out how to deal with cannabis. Of course, Washington State, Colorado have taken the first steps. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and we are taking the next step. We are going to be legalizing an ounce on the street, a half pound at your house, 4 plants at your house, 16 ounces of edibles, 72 ounces of tinctures, a full ounce of concentrate. And not only will that be legal, twice that amount will be decrim. You can have a pound of weed in your house and just get a ticket under what's going on in Oregon. You can have 8 plants in your house and just get a ticket under what we're proposing with Measure 91. I'm going to be going into great detail about this next weekend. If any of you happen to be in the Portland area, next weekend, the International Cannabis Business Conference is taking place. We've got Congressman Blumenauer, we've got Andrew Sullivan from the Daily Dish is coming in, and it's going to get a lot of international attention, a lot of big network news next weekend in Portland, Oregon. I'll be presenting there as well. You can check that out on internationalcbc.com, internationalcbc.com, next weekend in Portland. All right, so today's presentation is entitled The Top 10 Lies About Marijuana Legalization and the Sound Bites You Need to Debunk Them. Because I work in the media world, and when you're dealing with reporters in newspaper, radio, television, or internet, they're on deadline. They got a story to pump out, and they don't have time to sit you listen to you talk about the history of hemp and how it was a lie, and DuPont and Hearst, and yada, 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 yada. They don't have the time for that. They need a headline. They need a soundbite. They need a conflict. They need a story. So the purpose of this is to give you an idea of how to deliver that story so that you can get your words, your quotes, and your point of view into the media and into people's mind quickly and easily. And here's some of the techniques I've designed to make that happen. First of all, the thing we need to understand as we're now fighting in this war on drugs is we're winning. We are winning the war on drugs, which always reminds me of Bill Hicks, the comedian, who said, when George H.W. Bush said that we're losing the war on drugs, that kind of implies that there's a drug war and the people on drugs are winning it. And we are, because we've largely captured the American attention. 58% nationally is the latest Gallup poll for support for marijuana legalization. A recent civic science poll that tracked over May through August of this year pegged support at 61%. So we don't have to play defense anymore. We don't have to defend why it's a good idea to legalize. They have to defend why it's a good idea to keep locking us up. And that's what we're going to attack with this. The other good news is that legalization is not an abstract anymore. Used to be when you were trying to convince people we're going to legalize marijuana, you're asking them to imagine the land of Oz. There's no place on earth where it was legal, nothing they could compare it to, nothing they could imagine. Well, now there's 2 states, Colorado and Washington, where there is a concrete example of legalization. So they can't play these scare tactics anymore like they used to, where they try to frighten us to what terrible things would happen when marijuana is legalized. So our opponents right now are doing what I call a flood defense. They're trying to flood the airwaves with this confused thinking and lies about marijuana. The flood defense is frighten people. Bad things are going to happen if we legalize. Oh, bad things will happen. Or just flat out lie or tell a half-truth. Bad things are happening in Colorado and Washington. Really. And they find a way to kind of twist a statistic or a story to make it seem as if something bad's happening. Overstate what has happened. Oh, this statistic coming out of Colorado shows the legalization's a failure, when in fact it doesn't, and we'll show you why. Obfuscate. That's just a fancy word for saying confuse people. Throw up dust clouds, smoke screens. Get them to think about anything but what's going on, which leads, of course, to the next one, and I call that the land of but-ifs. Oh yes, we could raise taxes on marijuana, but if we had this happen, but if this happened, but if that happened, hey, let's get rid of the but-ifs. Let's talk about the original subject here. And then deflection. Deflection is one they often use this with alcohol and tobacco, right? Well, you know, alcohol and tobacco cost X, Y, and Z. I ain't talking about alcohol and tobacco. We're here to talk about cannabis, aren't we? Right? Don't let them deflect off the subject. They have to, because a lot of people aren't scared of marijuana anymore as the subject. So here's how we win the soundbite war. Think of it like a boxing match. So, excuse me just a minute. So if we think of this like a boxing match, we're going to establish our jab. And the jab is what I call the 6-second soundbite. Something, when they say one of their talking points, you just go bop, right in the nose. The former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson used to say, everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. And he's right. That's what these 6-second sound bites are about, is keeping it punchy and keeping it simple. Making it so that reporter scrolling it down can get it pretty accurately without having to go back to his tapes or anything else. And it's also good after your jab, if you have a follow-up hook. Get their attention with the jab, follow up with the hook. And the hook is literally trying to get the listener brought over to your side. And oftentimes a good way to do that is an evocative question. Try to come up with a question that forces them to go, yeah, gee, why is it that nobody who grows wine grapes grows them in national forests? Little things that make them think about the status quo of prohibition and question why we do the things the way we do them. Then we want to go to the body blow. This is going to take the wind out of their arguments. The body blow is your clever statistic. When you bring up a clever statistic, it forces the newspaper reporter to have to go to the internet or wherever to verify that statistic, and forces him to ask follow-up questions to your opponent based on that statistic. Now, your opponent's arguing against stats, not you. And those stats oftentimes come from the state or federal government. So now you've got state and federal stats on your side, makes their job a lot harder. I always think when you're telling a statistic, fractions beat percentages. If I tell you, for example, that 33% of American kids between the ages of 18 and 25 use marijuana once a year, and 20% of them use it at least once a month, or sorry, I got that backwards, 20% once a year, 30, anyway. But if I say that as 1 in 3 smoke marijuana annually, 1 in 5 smoke marijuana monthly, that sticks a little better than 33%, 23%. Plus, percents sound impersonal. Percents sound artificial. 1 in 5 makes you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, one of us has to be a monthly pot smoker. You think of the people around you when I say 1 in 3 or 1 in 5. And if you can, make it personal, because it is. The drug warriors want to keep this in the land of statistics and abstracts and policy and what ifs and but ifs. Bring it back to the personal. When I debated Kevin Sabet directly, I said, excuse me, Kevin, you keep talking about these marijuana addicts, people that smoke marijuana on a regular basis. That's me. Am I an addict? Well, I wouldn't say about you personally because I don't know. Wait a minute. You've been talking about people that smoke marijuana every day as addicts. Am I an addict? That made him very nervous. Didn't want to have to get personal. And then the knockout. The knockout is your closer, where you expose their flood defense, where you point out why they're trying to scare people, and it's the emperor wears no clothes moment. I don't know what that adjust is up there, but we'll keep going. So here we go. We got the top 10. I could have put 20 on this presentation, but we're stopped for time. So, by the way, as we go through this, and if you're taking notes or anything like that, these PowerPoints are available at radicalrust.com or at 420radio.org in our shop. It's usually $4.20 to download them, because I gotta pay for gas and such, but you can download these and use them all you like and steal the lines from them if you want, because that's why I make them. So, number 10, the new big tobacco fear. Have you heard this one? Marijuana is going to be the new big marijuana is going to be the big tobacco, a predatory industry that tries to addict our children. Fear! Fear! Here's an example.
It's already in 18 states. It's going even further. And before we know it, we're going to wake up one day and we're going to have another tobacco industry. It's going to be called the marijuana industry. We already know what big tobacco did to our kids. Joe Camel targeting kids.
Jab. No teenager alive has ever seen Joe Camel. It's true. The Joe Camel ads ended in 1998. No teenager alive today has ever seen Joe Camel. And since we've learned the lessons of big tobacco, why don't we apply them to marijuana as we start the movement? Statistic, here's our body blow. Teen smoking has dropped from 7 in 10 teenagers when I was in high school to less than 4 in 10 teenagers to high school kids today. So since we figured out how to tame big tobacco, don't you think we can figure out how to tame big marijuana? And then expose the flood. Since marijuana is not so scary, they're trying to scare you with something else that is cigarettes. Number 9, the new drug fear. Oh no, we're going to have a third legal drug. We're going to have a new legal drug, trying to convince us somehow that people growing, buying, and selling marijuana illegally is less scary than people selling it legally. Kind of a weird position, but here they go.
We already have enough problems with our 2 legal drugs, alcohol and tobacco. They're widely promoted by an industry that lives off of other people's addiction. They're widely normalized, advertised. I don't think we need another problem in society, and marijuana would do that.
Jab. Newsflash, pot's here. There's no new legal drug. Legalization doesn't invent marijuana. It's already been around here most all of our lives. And what more predatory industry could you have than an illegal drug dealer? How much more predatory could you get? Body blow. 108 million Americans have tried marijuana. Some of them even became president. One of them won the most gold medals ever. Knockout, expose the flood. The scary thing isn't legalizing marijuana, it's continuing to ruin people's lives over it. Number 8, the addicted kids lie. This is where prohibitionists take some studies and statistics about teenage marijuana use and twist them and distort them to create this risk that's really more exaggerated than it is. And understand that none of this is about saying we suggest kids ought to be smoking marijuana. We're talking about legalizing 21 and up, aren't we? But they always want to bring it back to the kids, because what about the children is something that activates a primal fear in most parents and gets them to ignore logic and reason. So here's how we counter that.
You know that 1 out of every 6 kids that try marijuana will become addicted to it, okay? That's not 6 out of 6, but that's probably something and plenty to worry about.
Jab. What he means is 1 out of 6 kids who tries pot continues smoking it as an adult. He's trying to say that an adult who uses pot, by default, is an addict. The only way the statistics make any sense is if you consider a joint on the weekend as an addiction. And here's the stat to back it up. According to the national surveys on drug use and health, 60 million Americans tried pot when they were teenagers. 10 million Americans still smoke pot at least once a week. That's your 1 out of 6. So if he's saying 1 out of 6 kids who tried pot as teens became an addict, he's referring to the 10 million Americans who smoke pot once a week or more. And I don't think a once a week pot smoker is an addict. Otherwise, we're going to have to take a look at a whole lot more alcoholics in this country, if that's the way we design who's an alcoholic. Number 7, the IQ loss lie. Have you heard this one? Kids smoke pot, they're going to lose 8 IQ points. They're going to, fail and just be terrible in life, like Barack Obama or somebody, Steve Jobs, Sir Richard Branson. But this is where the prohibitionists purposefully ignore contradictory evidence in order to try to make their point about marijuana and the teenage brain.
Heavy persistent use leads to a significant IQ loss among young people.
Heavy persistent use leads to significant IQ loss. Here's the jab. It's debunked. The same journal that published that IQ study published another researcher's analysis of that data a year later who was able to find other socioeconomic factors that caused the IQ loss. It wasn't the pot that caused the IQ loss, it was that the pot-smoking kids were poor and lower class. And all the things that affect education and environment in those respects also led to the IQ loss. Also, it's hard to understand why, when global IQ scores have been rising steadily, even as pot use has been rising steadily, it hasn't seemed to have made a dent in the global IQ. And again, emphasize this whenever they get around the kids subject, that nobody's talking about legalizing marijuana for kids. We want it in adults-only stores that check ID. There's also stats to back that up. If you go to Colorado, they did a sting where they tried to send underage narcs to the pot shops to see if any of them could buy weed. 0. Not one pot shop would sell weed to an underage kid. They did a similar sting for alcohol in bars and restaurants. 28. Found 28 retailers out of like 70 that they tested that were selling to underage kids. Number 6, the car crash overstatement. If the previous one was what about the children, that's something I like to call WATSY. What about the children, WATSY? The second one they like to use is SMOF. Stoned mayhem on the freeways. If we legalize, it'll be blood on the highway. It'll be terrible, it'll be wrecks and carnage, right? Well, here's the way they do this is they take a statistic that is somewhat true and then make a mountain out of a molehill out of it. They over-exaggerate the risk.
The British Medical Journal told us a few months ago that their most comprehensive study they've ever done showed that marijuana intoxication doubles your car crash risk.
Marijuana intoxication doubles your car crash risk. Now this British Medical Journal study said within 3 hours of smoking pot. He leaves that part out. But here's your jab. Legalization does not invent cars and marijuana or legalize DUI. If there was going to be a great danger from stoned drivers, don't you think we'd have seen it by now? People already smoke pot, cars already exist. If there was going to be some danger, as pot went up from 10 million people smoking in 1974 to 100 million people smoking in half some of it, we've seen some problems. And other studies show...
That's Russ Belville's show. He does it incredible. What a great guy. What a great program. Yeah, thank you. It's incredible. I recommend people listen to it. Thanks a lot, you guys. What's the website?
420.org.
What is it?
420radio.org.
420radio.org. Thanks, guys. Hi, thanks for having watched our program tonight. It's for us, it's our community. I just try to bring about a way of us being able to see who we all are. And those that watch appreciate that you do. And I'm Will P. Wilson. This is the All Day Live Show, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thanks for watching All Day Live. Will P. Wilson. See you next week. Thank you. So what happened? What happened?
We didn't lab test it, and I thought that the power of mathematics, and just all the luck that we usually get was gonna float us.
We can say this,
so the
but we
label
just
was a
can't
different
see
number.
where it came from.
Okay.
It was just a different
I
number.
promise you. Look at me. I was
Unverified
distraught.
sources
And
have
now
comforted
I'm
Matthew
relieved.
Gordon.
Yeah.
And I
Because we
vouch
only lost by 1 point.
as a
It was because
scientist.
of the lab test.